Here we are in London, one of the biggest cities in the world, for one of the biggest events in the world.
Yes, Seth, it's certainly going to be an exciting one. After years of preparation, London is finally ready to welcome the world to the 2012 Olympic Games.
Such a magnificent city, so many views with the Thames stretching away into the distance, and with so many new venues waiting to be tested, this really could be the best games ever. The Olympic Stadium's splendid, glowing like a beacon here in London's East End.
And there the Olympic torch, the iconic symbol of the Games, shining over the city of London. What an absolutely beautiful sight.
So many nations represented here, all ready to compete in true Olympic spirit.
Yes, 80,000 people they're expecting in that stadium, and it's going to be full to the brim. Not a spare seat in the house. Just imagine the excitement down there in the crowd.
Fireworks to show the start of these games, and the first event is first thing tomorrow. Terrific atmosphere, and this really should bring the best out of these athletes.
The next event is a semi-final of men's javelin.
Javelin's long been the domain of the Scandinavian countries, and that's been the case in recent years as Norway are the reigning champions. The 90s were dominated by the Czech Republic and the 80s by Finland.
Next up, the competitor representing Brazil.
First attempt now. Not outstanding, but certainly a good first round performance. Always good to get on the leaderboard in the first round. When justice is back. the fans like that. Well, after that round, this athlete, much to the crowd's delight, is in the lead. Third attempt now. This looks very good. Well, that's good from Brazil. That's really good in and about the leaders.
Next up, the competitor representing Brazil.
Fourth attempt this, 2 more remain. Good stuff, very good stuff.
Brazil with a distance of 7.51 meters.
Let's have a look at the scoreboard at the end of that round and look at this lead. It really is commanding at this stage. Round number 5. Well, not bad.
Brazil with a distance of 73.35.
Well, here's the scoreboard at the end of that round, and it shows first place, sprinting towards the line. I think he'll be quite happy with that throw. But this athlete's happy, no doubts about that. It was a good performance. Well, let's have a look at the replay. Well, let's take a check on the final standings and the top 3 sorted out in the... Olympic Stadium looking splendid, and the next event is half a lap of the track. This is a sprint, it's the 200 metres. The nerves were obviously jangling on the start line.
On your marks.
Nerves must really be kicking in right now. A good start from the athlete, but needs to build on that. Well, this athlete may realise that a run like this could earn a taste of success. The halfway point fast approaching here. Now's the time for these athletes to really make their move. Brazil lead here. Norway are in second place. Great Britain third. Brazil will go through in first place. Norway qualify in second. Great Britain finish third, but still move on. Lots to learn for this athlete for next time, I think. Pump of the fist in celebration, and quite rightly he gets the accolades of the crowd. Well, here's the replay then of this race, and another really good performance. In fact, an excellent performance, looking really good through the opening stages, and then when it came down to the technique, holding together, the stamina kicked in. What a run. Terrific. Well, great news as we look at the scoreboard and qualify. Welcome to this beautiful Olympic stadium built specifically for these games. This really is the jewel of the crown. Absolutely sold out. What a venue this is. Every Olympics has a superstar, and there's every chance that this athlete could be the face of London 2012. First attempt then on the runway. Crowd responding to that. Sixth after that round. Here's the scoreboard to confirm the rest of the positions. Off he goes in round number 2. That's pretty good. 7th after that round, and the scoreboard confirms there's still plenty of work to do. Crowd really starting to enjoy this. It's a great spectacle at the London 2012 Olympics. Well, the crowd will react to that quite rightly.
meters.
Let's have a look at the scoreboard after that round, and it makes good reading.
Next,
First place.
from Brazil.
The nerves have gone now. Well, he likes that. It's been a good performance. It's a great stadium. We'll soon crown an Olympic champion. Well, here we go then on the runway. We'll look to launch this one. That one lands, but how long is it?
Brazil with a distance of 70.05 meters.
Well, let's take a check on the scoreboard, and there's good news. Lying in first place.
Brazil.
Starts the run now. He'll be happy with that. The celebrations of an Olympic champion. Look at the emotion. What a performance. And the crowd stand on their feet to applaud. Another superb event for Brazil, a gold medal. This is a proud moment for this athlete as the crowd rises one for the national anthem. A lifetime of commitment and years of training and hard work, all for this one moment. The Olympic Stadium, and the next event is the 200 metres, half a lap of the track, and I'm sure there's going to be plenty of support for these 8 athletes. Jamaica are really the country to beat in the sprint event. Over 200 and 100 metres, they're absolutely dominant. Once again, heavy favourites to take home a medal here.
Set.
Great start. Really should be in a better position. Well, as they approach the first quarter, all those pre-race nerves should be firmly behind them. Now they approach the second half of the race. Through the first 100 quite quickly as the stagger evens out. In first place, it's Brazil. Second, it's Norway. Third place, Great Britain. Brazil take gold. Silver for Norway. Great Britain back in the medals with a bronze. All of that hard work has paid off as he's a new Olympic champion. Well, here's the replay then. A magnificent performance from start to finish. Looks so smooth all the way down. Power and grace as he headed towards the line. A fantastic, fantastic race. Sometimes you just have to tip your hat to an athlete who's right at the peak of their game. Brazil take gold in this event. Well, this is the moment where we can enjoy success, and certainly they'll be doing that on the podium. Time for the national anthems to celebrate. Let's take a quick check on the overall medal tally. Well, that's the end of the day, but still... is the Olympic Stadium, where there are stunning views over the city of London. The next event is the men's qualifying rounds of the shot put. The Olympic Games always has a habit of making superstars. There's no reason why this athlete can't be the story of this Games. First round, I'm sure the nerves will really be fluttering around these competitors. Another good delivery, that's a terrific throw. Done really well there. Well, that's a good opening throw. That's the end of the round, and it's going to be really tough for the rest of the field to catch this athlete now. Well, the crowd appreciates it, but I think he knows he can throw further. Let's take another look at the scoreboard then. This is round number 3, and this competition is getting steadily harder. Well, that seemed a bit of a struggle. It was disjointed. Well, that's all right. Certainly something for this athlete to work on. Halfway through then, and the scoreboard is a welcome sight for this athlete, proudly sitting on top of the leaderboard. I think he likes that. A wonderful performance so far, and the results on the scoreboard are just as electrifying. It is a terrific, terrific lead that this athlete takes from here. Good performance, that.
Brazil with a distance of 17.61 meters.
Well, let's take a check on the scoreboard, and there's good news, lying in first place. Final round, this last shot. Good throw that from Brazil.
Brazil with a distance of 19.14 meters.
This athlete's delighted to have qualified for the final. Here's the replay of that. Let's have a look at the final standings then. Well, first... Some people think that concrete and steel structures are ugly, but how can you feel that about this place? 80,000 people jammed in here for the next event. Well, that's a good first round. That's not a bad place to start.
With a distance of 2.80 meters.
They'll be over the moon with that start.
Next, Yaki from Brazil.
Here we go again then. He releases that, and it appears to be heading towards 40 meters. Well, that's good technique, a good throw as well. Stirring stuff as that round comes to a close, and the scoreboard tells it all. A huge lead in this one. Wow. Well, all that effort will count for nothing as the discus ends up in the netting. Here we go with round number 4. Caressing that discus and now releasing. To produce your best ever performance at the Olympic Games, that's exactly what these athletes train for. And look at the delight on his face. It's all going to come down to this, the delivery. Well, let's see what they measure this one at, but that's a decent throw. Well, that's the end of the round, and this is the reality of the situation. A magnificent performance and a huge, huge lead. Really good throw. Having negotiated that hurdle to make it through to the final, this athlete becomes a genuine contender. Let's have a look at the final results then. Well, the scoreboard confirms it. First place. Years of preparations since Beijing, and these athletes now must be ready. Any injuries, any doubts must be shoved clear from their mind. Oh, that's another good throw. This was all down to the technique. Good balance to start with, then the big explosion at the end, releasing the shot at the perfect moment. Technique absolutely perfect. Well, this is a terrific shot put event. A number of different contenders that could all take home a medal here. Well, that's another good throw. It's gone high. Well, that went up and out there, and the technique at the end was very good, and that makes it a decent shot here. Fourth attempt. Well, I think he's quite happy with that performance. This is a tremendous shot put event. Great competition. Well, laying down the gauntlet to those around them. That's another terrific effort from this athlete. Not quite perfection, but not far off. Well, after that round, this athlete, much to the crowd's delight, is in the lead. Well, this is the final attempt for this athlete. Good distance on that shot. A really good performance. World class, Olympic class. It's gold. Well, here's the replay. One last check then on the final standings, and Brazil take home gold. One to enjoy. Even those in the plane above this stadium may notice what's going on here. The medal ceremony after a brilliant performance. No complaints from the athletes about the facilities here. This really is a state-of-the-art stadium. Well, this athlete's track record is fantastic. One of the key things to the technique of throwing a discus is to impart as much spin on it as possible. The greater the spin, the greater the gyroscopic stability. Well, that looks to be going towards 40 metres. Super start to this competition. Good first round. Well, here we are in the second round. Well, I think that could be heading towards 40 metres. Really good technique through that, and I can see the smile on his face. Here we go then, attempt number 3. It's sailing out towards the 70-metre mark. Well, that's another good one. Oh, that's a massive throw. That's beaten his personal best. This is all about the speed across the circle before exploding to release from that right hand. Well, Brazil really launched that one there. Well, 4 rounds gone. Let's take another look at the leaderboard. The 5th attempt.
Foul.
Well, here's the scoreboard at the end of that round, and it shows first place. Well, I think that picture tells you absolutely everything. Delighted, a new personal best. Well, unbridled joy here, first and the new Olympic champion. What an amazing performance. One last check then on the final standings, and Brazil take home gold. What a proud and emotional moment this is as the gold medal hangs around the neck. A nation united as one as they stand for the national anthems to